Welcome back to our 100% Sekiro Shadows Die Twice walkthrough. My name is Azzavhar or Azza. Now let's get into the video. In the previous video we cleared out some of the enemies around the base of Ashina Castle. And this one we're going to go to the Dilapidated Temple and then press on this here. This will use a key item that we collected a little bit earlier, which will then transport us over to the Hirata estate. This is a memory from 3 years ago, one of Wolf's memories. So we're going to be reliving that memory in this episode. So jump on down, we want to be grappling to these trees. Don't think there's an item tucked away in here, but it's worth having a quick look. The answer is no. It's worth having a quick nosy. So we've got an item here. Ash. The son of Owl. What happened? Thieves at Hirata.
What happened? What year is it?
What year?
Tell me.
It's
The dragon house.
3 years ago.
The sculptor mentioned, and I don't remember. It appears this is the path.
So he doesn't remember it, but we're about to make him remember it by reliving it. So this is the Hirata estate, which is under attack by a bunch of thieves. Well, didn't get the stealth kill there, but there we go. I'll take it. Some dousing powder there that prevents against burn status, which you can get inflicted by these enemies here with the torches. There's quite a few bits and bobs to get in this area. We've got Shinobi prosthetics that we can get. Pick out these dogs here. Okay. So that is that bit. Not too much really going on around here. Might have some enemies hidden down here somewhere, I think. There is. Not sure if we can stealth this guy, but we can. There we go. So we've got quite an important NPC just over here in the water. So let's go check that out. There he is. So basically this NPC here trades in scales. So we currently have no scales, but we do want some so we can buy this stuff here. We've got skills that we can unlock. We've got a mask that we can create. A gourd that prevents and protects against the burn status. We've got divine grass as well. So essentially we'll get those scales by killing those carp in the water over there, so might be able to take a few out now, but they're sometimes a little bit spicy to kill because they kind of swim all over the place. Sometimes a bit of a pain. But if you can get one or two, then feel free to pop them. That should be fine for now. I don't think we really need anything instantly from this vendor just yet, but just keep that in mind for later. And then we have a sculptor's idol that we can rest at, or a checkpoint just over this wall. Yeah. Rest here. We've got 2 skill points that we can use. We might be able to use them on something good. Let's take a look. What do we have? Probably would go for Descending Carp. Quite a good skill to have. And perhaps we'll go for Whirlwind Slash as well. That should be fine for now. This area is basically a lot of killing and looting and just making your way through, essentially. So This is all the thieves that have kind of started to attack this area here. A bit of a spicy meatball there, but see the burn status started to kind of build up a little bit there, but it didn't actually go all the way to the top. So if you just fill to the top, you'll get burn status, and you can take that off with those powders, dousing powders there. Like I say, a lot of the time with this place, it's pretty much just killing these thieves and looting stuff. Pallet over there. The thieves aren't too bad. They usually die in, well, their posture breaks in usually about 2 or 3 hits or something like that. So sometimes just going straight in with the attacks works out quite well. Akko sugar behind there. We've got 1 of those. We'll use that on some boss fights coming up, so it's worth grabbing. Once again, just quite a bunch of enemies around here, and random items kind of littered around the area, so just kind of do as you will really on this area. Ideally, you don't really want to get surrounded by too many of them at the same time, because if you do, it gets a bit spicy, so try and take out like 1 or 2 at a time and just try and keep them separated if you can do. Try and get this guy, just doing some sliding around to avoid the arrows. Go. So just kind of clean up there after that section, pick up all the shenanigans. This item here is flame barrel. This is a prosthetic tool, so make sure to grab this flame barrel. A drunk guy there. Drinking on the job. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. So yeah, just going to check these buildings and stuff really, just to make sure we grabbed all the random stuff that's kind of dotted around this area. Nothing too crazy important apart from that flame barrel. That should be fine. Enemy up here. Saying if you're a shinobi, take the axe from the temple. So we'll go and get that soon. Open this gate here as a shortcut. Got Gokan's sugar. Basically that sugar will give us heightened posture recovery for a time, which is really useful, especially against certain enemies that do insane posture damage. Okay, so a couple of things we can do around here. So we have the prosthetic tool, I believe, is in here. Make sure to grab that. This is the axe. There we go. That's really useful. Again, especially against certain enemies as well. We'll fight some of those in just a minute, so you'll see what I mean. And in the previous episodes, you would have seen those enemies that have those hats that I said don't fight those without the axe. So now we have the axe to fight those. Go across the road here. Chickens. Mass chickens. Chicken chaser. If anyone's played Fable. That chicken chaser is from Fable. Right. More chickens. Not too much else in this area, I don't think. They've got some random items once again. Some sugars. 3 of those defensive sugars, so quite useful if you want to pop on some extra defense. Grab those. Other than that, there's not too much more kind of going off in this section. I think we've got some pellets which are normally over here. We already grabbed those. That is that. The next section over here. Now you might remember this NPC from earlier.
Hey, good sir. Are you... Good sir, you look like a... Well, keep your eye... Oh, by the way, while I was on my way here, that's what I...
Tells us about another prosthetic tool. And this is actually the NPC vendor that we saw at the beginning of the game that asked for some startup money for his business that we gave him. So when he says that he remembers us from that day is right now in his memory. So you can grapple over here. A Jizo statue there. A resurrection node. Check behind here. I don't think we've cleared this place out yet. This is kind of like a just NPC village section as such. They're like random stuff. To us, some people like us in here, some people don't. Person doesn't like us very much. I think one of them gives us an item if memory serves. Trying to help us out. And antidote powder, which is always useful. I think that's it for this area, if memory serves. Just random bits of dialogue and stuff. Ideally, we could do with the axe for these next enemies, so... we should head back. These are the enemies that essentially we need the axe for. It's a little bit spicy if you don't have it. So we'll go back to the dilapidated temple and we'll go and speak to the sculptor and apply the upgrades. Before we head back here. Don't think we've got any more gourd seeds as far as I'm aware. Let's just check all that stuff out whilst we are here. Nope, no gourd seeds, that's fine for now. So we're going to speak to a sculptor. And apply those new prosthetic tools that we've got. So we've got the axe, the spear, the flame vent. Pretty equipped. We've got another skill tree just unlocked.
What did you mean?
That's that for now. Now we do have Makiri counter training to do at the training NPC there. Let's have a look at the skills. So we unlocked this extra skill tree here, prosthetic skill tree, which we'll leave for now. Not going to grab any of those just yet. Mid-air deflection's quite good. Ideally, I'm looking to get this one here, flowing water, which is a really good one. So I'll hang on to those skill points for now and head on back. So I've got an enemy coming up which is classed as a Shinobi Hunter. This is the enemy that's kind of designed to teach people about Makiri counter and how that works. Pretty much just going to run straight past all these enemies. There's not really too much going off here, just basically back up the path that we just explored. Start clearing them out round about here. Need to have the axe on for this, so let's pop that loaded axe. So lock on, go to the axe, right trigger. Pretty much one shot. As long as it connects. There we go. A couple of different ways that we can do this. We can either go guns blazing, go straight in, or we can try and do a little bit of stealth. We'll try some stealth. I guess we'll see how we go. It might just turn into all-out war. We'll try and head round and take out the enemies before we focus on the Shinobi Hunter, which is the guy over there with the giant spear. Okay, so up onto the tree and then jump across into these bushes. We'll try and do this in a particular order. Usually quite a decent order to do things in. So that. We can also wait for this Shinobi Hunter to de-aggro now, so they've got 2 death blows. So we can either choose to just fight them, just go for the 2 death blows via actually fight him, or I believe you can also de-aggro the Shinobi Hunter. In fact, doesn't look like it at this point, so just going to go in for the fight here. There's different kind of perilous attacks with this enemy. So he'll do the thrust ones, and he also does the it sort of like sweeps the ground. You have to jump over those. Got a prayer bead there for that kill as well. So that one might take a little bit of practice, but don't worry too much. The run up to the fight is quite straightforward. Just run straight up the path and jump straight into it. You can also approach that fight slightly differently to the way that I did, because I wasn't able to get a stealth death blow on there. Another way to approach that is to go from here up on this tower here. And you can actually get a stealth death blow by from up here, drop down into these bushes, crouch up, and then the Shinobi Hunter kind of makes his way to roughly around this area in the bushes, and you can actually get a stealth death blow from here as well. But that will mean you have to fight all the other enemies as well as the hunter at the same time, so just keep that in mind if you do go for that, but I thought I'd just let you know that's also an option for you there as well. Okay, so let's grab this idol here. We've got three skill points now that we can use, which is always good. So I'm going to go for the one that we mentioned earlier, which is flowing water. So this says reduces the amount of damage to posture when attacked by an enemy with a sword. We've also got this one as well, which is recovers posture upon executing a successful death blow, which is very good. I'm going to go for flowing water. Just going to work our way up the path a little bit more. On this bit here, I basically just grappled up to the side. There's a couple of enemies that do a bit of a patrol. I think there's two. There is, yep. I'm just going to wait for them. Stealth this one. Yep. And a couple of bits and bobs to grab in this area. Nothing too crazy just yet. There we go, just keep on working your way up. I think there's an item up here somewhere. Yep. Dowsing powder, so feel free to grab that. We can get a stealth on this section if I'm not mistaken. There we go, so you can jump around to that tree down there and then stealth up on some of these enemies. I think all these ones are like ranged, if memory serves, so it's basically just a case of just poking them twice and then guy's not ranged. So we've got quite a, the burn status is quite high at the minute, you can see in the middle of the screen, so now's probably a good time to show you, use that dowsing powder. Mix that away. It's always good. I believe it gives us a bit of a resistance as well. We've still got the icon. Okay, so that's clears those guys out. I think we can also get a stealth kill on this section if we can make it across to there without being spotted. You've got to do quite a wide jump out the way. Chose to go for the stealth kill on that guy there so I can just take him out a bit faster. So it kind of clears the area up there. We do have one little detour just over here. This enemy can be a bit spicy. Jump across to that tree. And we do like a ninja wall jump here. I have no idea why that didn't. Maybe I'll walk away from that section at the back a bit. Yeah, there we go. Bit of a ninja wall jump there. It's always good. It's like a Ryu Hayabusa ninja flip kind of thing. So this enemy up here is one of those government ninjas that's doing his spying and stuff. We have the option to either fight this enemy or steal the item that we want and run. Either way should be fine. I'm going to try and ideally fight him if possible, but sometimes this guy's a spicy meatball. Have a look what we got. Some Akko sugars. Gokens could be quite good here for posture. Might use one of those. We can only have one of the sugars active at a time, so I think we'll go for... How much divine we got? We've got one divine, so we'll go for Gokens here. I'll be using quite a lot of firecrackers. There we go. Scrap iron. So a little bit of upgrade material there. And some dowsing powder. Nothing too crazy really in terms of drops from the enemy himself. But this is a prosthetic tool that we definitely do want. Mist Raven's Feathers. Make sure to grab those from in there. Another tactic that you can do technically on the enemy is just run up. When you're opening the door, you get invincibility frames, so don't worry about getting hit. You can just grab those and then just run round and run out basically, and you should be good. Just run away. It's better to get the prosthetic tool and run away and live to fight another day than stand and get destroyed by a government ninja. So as you can see, things are quite bad in this place. There's lots and lots of fire. This is Owl.
Father, I'm afraid I made a bit of a blunder. Don't bother tending to my wounds, nope.
He gives us the hidden temple key, the key to the hidden temple in the Hirata estate, given by the Owl. Secret temple is located in the very back of the Hirata estate. He gives us this secret key. You'll find the divine air there.
Through the front is not enough. Yes. That's your way in.
Understood.
Wolf, never forget the Iron Code.
Yes.
The master is absolute. Wolf.
There we go, so that's the Owl.
Head to my left and follow the cliff. If I go through the summit, leave it.
There we go, that's the end of Owl. Or is it? We shall soon find out. We shall soon find out. So I think we shall wrap that up there for this particular episode. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.